Hello, and welcome to Mr. Clark's Coding Hub. This is my final project for my education technology course, and we're going to get right into it. So we started this course creating a Google site. It's my first time using Google Sites, so it's a very interesting experience. Pretty straightforward on how to set it up. We were given the shell in which we would go through all of these things and talk about the course in full. First, we're going to talk about the teacher bio page. This is the Meet the Teacher section, where we talk about me, my educational history, my proclivity for esports, and all the other things that make me an educator. These are some personal circles and professional circles and personal circles in which I am more involved in. I have been teaching for over 10 plus years. The number fluctuates every time I tell it, but it's definitely over 10 plus. And so this is that background information. The why of the course is broken down into a few different things. So we have the why, and we go to our ISTE standards. Our ISTE standards, not just statewide. This particular one talks about how incorporating technology helps us as we are becoming educators. It helps with integrating technology as educators. I do this a lot normally as a computer science teacher anyway, so I was very familiar with this week's content. This infographic is a nice one to have just in your room, and then we took an example of using one of the professional circles would be Twitter, or formerly known as X. And so we gave screenshots of that. So then we're going to go to the technology models. And right here, we're going to talk about SAMR and track. Things I enjoyed. I really enjoyed using this tool here that helped us generate the gamma slides from an outline. I've actually used it once. I used it here. I used it for another course just to help, make it look nice. We talk about those frameworks and what it looks like when it's put in proper use. Talk about the key and differences of the frameworks. And it really just talks about how teacher knowledge and how effectively you're incorporating that technology, because you don't want to incorporate the technology without some type of tying it into the content itself, instead of just putting technology for the sake of technology. The limitations of the framework. So I really thought this was interesting, and why you might use quizzes or Waybound or things like that. Future ready skills. We talk about citizenship in general, and then specifically with digital citizenship on why this stuff is important, and that we're teaching our students to become better citizens, and how using proper use of technology helps them with that. So we have here an image generator. When done properly and with fidelity, the importance of gathering the right images to what you're trying to convey. I did enjoy that website generator. As you can see, it gave a lot of variety based on these prompts for them to use. And so then we go to resources. If you look here, we're going to go to podcasting first. We talk about, we actually did a podcasting reflection lesson. This particular podcast I thought was interesting, just because I'm always looking for more tools to add to my tool belt. And so that is, we listened to the podcast and answered these questions. and how that impacted our potential use in the future. And it's another professional circle in which you can get yourself acquainted with other teachers and see how they do things. Mobile apps. They always said, you won't have a calculator in your pocket, and everyone does these days. I did mine on GeoGebra, which is an excellent graphing tool, because not everyone keeps a graphing calculator on them. I teach geometry as well, so it was very vital to my process in getting the kids to use it correctly. What made GeoGebra so special? There's a tutorial. Go backwards and show like these screenshots of graphing here. So then we're gonna go to gamification. This is actually one of my favorites. My students recently got me into using Bookit more. I believe I did this sample lesson plan incorporating the Bookit. I have been a Quizzes and Kahooter as a teacher for quite a while now, and it's so easy to pull up either things that I've made or things that other teachers have made, because a lot of this stuff is shared openly with other teachers, because we understand how difficult it can be to find those resources. Digital storytelling. And so in digital storytelling, we started with the storyboard process. And that storyboard process led way to a narration, where the previous video I posted talks about my journey as an esports coach, and it's a 4 to 5 minute video that gets us through that whole process. I really enjoyed this. It got me a chance to go back to my streamer days and using WeVideo. I used to edit content that way. And some educational content, I believe back when COVID was first starting, a lot of us went virtual. And so I made virtual content on my teacher channel, which this video is now posted on my teacher education channel, Go Mr. Clark. And this video will be posted there as well. Digital images. So we actually got some really good website uses here. An excellent tool about being able to remove backgrounds or edit things or find general copyright-free information, or even applying a gradient or a filter to certain images. So this is really great to have as an extra tool. A Wakelet that'll allow me to post things for my students to access at any given moment. I started with a few things, and I brought in a couple previous videos from my YouTube channel, for my teacher YouTube channel as well. I only recently just learned how to use Wakelet prior to this course at a conference, and the teacher had a Wakelet for us to look at her presentation on. I thought that was really cool. And so we go from resources to must know. We have our digital assessment. We actually didn't get to digital assessment. So in must know, we're going to go to data privacy and security. And so here we talk about FERPA and COPA. The difference being FERPA protects personal information and COPA helps regulate what they're allowed to collect from students via websites. That's why there's a whole separate section on YouTube that specifically says, do you want to gear this towards children or not? Or if you're on a child-based website, it only collects so much information. It's very upfront and clear in their policy. They each have certain rights attributed to parents. FERPA specifically gives precedential rights to the parent until that person is of legal age. They are the primary caretaker. COPA gives parents access to review any data collected by a company should they request it. And so we have under professional learning, we didn't necessarily do that professional learning. I think it's actually here with the Apple Teacher Certification. So we did our Apple Teacher training, and here's my certificate. This was actually very familiar for me because I was already in the process of getting my Apple Teacher Certification and Google Certification. That's just extra feathers in my cap. It doesn't necessarily institute a pay raise by any means, but it's just good to have, and the stickers look nice on your email. And then screencast, which is where this video will go when it's all said and done. And so far, this has been my full review of Mr. Clark's Coding Hub. Thank you and have a great day.